Welcome to Royal Pride. I'm Tim Rutherford here with Eastern Hancock Athletic Director Aaron Spalding. Welcome, Aaron.
Great to be here.
This is our swan song for the 2018-19 school year.
Yep.
Last show of the year. We're going to talk about maybe some sectional previews because I think everybody has their matchups at least.
Yep.
And tonight is girls sectional in track, and Thursday is boys sectional in track. So the end of the spring season is starting to fast approach here with all the sports.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you've enjoyed the weather too this spring.
It's been all over the place. We were just talking before we got on here. I think we have 40-degree swings and sometimes a day's time. So it's been quite interesting, as most springs are.
Yeah, I believe I said it was 38 degrees when I got up this morning, and it'll be 68 by track time. So definitely been an interesting Indiana spring. A nightmare for you as an athletic director with spring scheduling, and that radar is an all-important thing. But we're going to jump right into the track and field. I mentioned a second ago, girls track sectional is this evening.
Sectional tonight, they're at Pendleton Heights, so hopefully we'll have a good showing. Love to get some girls out to the regional regional will go to Ben Davis. That'll be next Tuesday, so hopefully we'll have some girls moving on.
And as we talk about oftentimes, what a lot of people may not still understand is with track, it's one of those sports that it is one class because you can advance as an individual.
Anytime the way the IHSA is set up, anytime you can advance as an individual, it's I don't want to say classless because but it is not based on enrollment. So it's they're compete against like tonight, for instance. Obviously, Pendleton Heights is in our sectional because it's there. Lawrence North is there. So your schools and then you got really small schools, Daleville and whatnot. So it's big schools, small schools. They're kind of all thrown in there.
Excellent. So we're going to jump right in there. We did just last Friday have the conference meet. The girls finished second. They also won the invite at Eastern Hancock, and there's been some nice individual performances.
Yeah, girls track has really battled some injuries this year that they've lost from some key performers. Last year they won the conference. This year they finished second. Like I said, we lost some points definitely for some injuries. But as you mentioned, we won our invitational last week, so that was a good thing. And then we finished second in conference. Just had one champion, Allie Spalding, in the long jump. Was our MEC champ there. But overall, like I said, it shows a lot of people scoring points. If you finish second and only have one champion, then that obviously speaks well to your overall team performance.
Yes, and they've really performed well as a team all year long. I think Wapahani was the one that won the conference. They're also the other invitational we finished second in. They were there, and they beat us in that too. Yeah,
we've been right there, and the girls have done a nice job. Coach Michael Gallion, his wife took a leave this year. They had a little one earlier in the year, so he's trying to operate on not a whole lot of sleep. So, but overall, hopefully, like I said, hopefully we can finish strong. You know, the good thing about track is you're not only competing against your opponents, you're competing against yourself. You know, if you continually getting your best times, you know, you always have a chance to beat what you've done before. That's a little bit of advantage over a team sport. A lot of times you can talk about playing well, but it's more of a subjective thing. If you run faster than you ever run before, it's obviously better. So that's, you know, the kids are constantly competing against themselves, and it's good to see.
And then the boys track team has had some success recently as well. They won the conference, they won the EH Invitational, and have had some individual and relay team champions.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a great night at the conference. Won by quite a bit. Our boys won. Also got a picture I think we'll show here. But anyway, I want to talk about the young men who were champions because we had several. Gabe Lawler in the shot put was our shot champion, and also we finished second. We went 1-2 in that. Brady Stevens finished second. Skylar Schroep won the 800 and just missed winning the 1600. I think it would have been tenths of a second where he just didn't have enough to get the Wapahani kid at the end. Skylar Sexton has really come on this year. He's a lot of fun to watch on the hurdles. He won the 110 and the 300 hurdles.
And he was an entire hurdle ahead on the 110.
Yes,
so.
he was. He's fun to watch. He's really come on this year. I wouldn't want to say he came out of nowhere, but last year he was good, but nowhere near I'll go ahead and say it. This year he's broken the school record twice in the 300s. Most recently against Knightstown. First time in school history somebody broke 40 in the 300 hurdles, 39.87. I couldn't run 200 probably in 39.87 without the hurdles. So he's really doing a great job. But he won both hurdle races at the conference, and then all 3 relay teams were conference champions. The 4x8 team, that was Schroep again, Daniel Campbell, Caden Sedello, and Nick Edwards. The 4x100 team, Blaze Sarber, Zach Arnold, Sexton was part of that, and then Cole Rainbolt, 2 freshmen in that one, so good thing there. And then the 4x4 team of Schroep again, Sexton, he had 4 conference championships that night, so obviously a big night. Arnold again and Sotelo were in those races. So great night for the Royals. They will compete in the sectional Thursday, and that'll be at Mount Vernon.
And in the sectional, they all have the electronic timing, right?
Yes,
I believe.
Yep.
So.
We have the. It's kind of an weird saying because we call it fat time, which that would make it seem like it's slow, but fat time is fully automated time, and they have the cameras set up, and they get them timed. So generally it's a tad bit slower kids' times on those times because. You're just a hand-eye on a handheld is just a split second slower than automated.
Excellent. And our middle school track, they wrapped up with their last meet last night. So they're done for the season now, and they had some success as well.
Yeah, the conference, we had a great, this is the first year we've ever had a middle school conference track meet. That got added, and it was a great night. We won both, boys and girls. So of our 4 conference track meets, we've got 3 first place and 1 second. So obviously, MEC is not liking us in the track, but they pay us back in volleyball and other things like that. So, but I certainly want to mention the kids who had some success in the middle school level. We don't talk a lot about the middle school kids, but I want to. Here on what they accomplished, the champions. On the girls' side, Sydney Springman won in the 100 hurdles. Mackenzie O'Neill won in the long jump. And then we had 2 relay teams, the 4x1 team of O'Neill, Cameron Cook, Grace Stapleton, and Springman is also in that one. And then the 4x400 relay team, excuse me, Stephanie Sotelo. Her brother, we had mentioned earlier, had on some relay teams. Mira Hageman, excuse me, I'm having a little cough. Mira Hagen, Springman again, and O'Neill on that side. And then the boys, Jacob Spalding won in the 110 hurdles and the 200. Edric Miller won in the 800. Jaden Stein in the 400. And then a couple relay teams, the 4x100 team of Jacob Spalding, Silas Spalding, Joey Blocker, and Peyton Spear. And then the 4x400 team of the Spalding twins again, Joey Blocker and Jaden Stein were 4x4. So good year for the middle school track as well. Really appreciate our coaches. Coach Mitch Blocker and Coach Clarissa O'Neill did a great job with the kids. And good things looking forward for the high schoolers.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break here on Royal Pride. When we come back, we'll head out to the Diamonds. We'll be back in just a minute.
A working mom who brings her best to both roles. a community-owned telecom that connects her home with high-bandwidth fiber optic. Mom can work from home with fast, reliable connectivity and be there when the kids come home. When everyone logs on, the internet connections stay fast and the family stays connected. Ninestar Connect. Community-owned. Community strong.
Welcome back to Royal Pride, and we're going to move out to the Diamonds. Ladies first, we're going to start with the softball. They're 6-1 in the MEC right now.
Yeah, they're actually, they tonight play Cowan in their last conference game, and they are tied for first right now with Shenandoah. Had a heartbreaking loss to Wapahani last Friday night. That was their first loss in the conference. I think they got beat 5-4. I know it was a one-run game. But if they beat Cowan tonight, then they'll secure at least a share of the conference championship. With Shenandoah, I think, just has one loss as well. So now we beat them, but the way the MEC works, or if you have a tie record, then they share it. So yeah, they're 6-1 in the MEC. Last game tonight. If you're watching this today, which I don't know if this is even broadcast today, but Coach Paxton, I think, is planning on live streaming the game tonight. He was in this morning looking at just a way to get that set up. I think it's the first time we've ever, or he's attempted to live stream a softball game. So he's planning on doing that tonight.
And we've got some girls, if you know anything about baseball or softball, when you have kids hitting over 300, it's a pretty good batting average, and we have 5 girls hitting over 400, I see.
Well, I think, it looks like my math was poor because it looks like 3. I thought I wrote it down here wrong, but we do have 3 hitting over 400. We have 1 hitting over 500, so more than 50% of the time. And Caroline Stapleton is hitting 516. Good news about Caroline is she's a freshman. She's 1 triple off the school record, just a freshman. Paige Wickard's batting 412, Megan Beaver 469. So they got a lot of kids doing a great job at the plate. And then Taylor Cook, our starting third baseman, is also a freshman. She's leading our team in home runs. She's hit 3. And then Caroline, again, Stapleton leads us in both RBI. She has 25, and runs. She has 25. So great job at the plate, especially a lot of good things. Just of the 4 girls we mentioned there, 2 are freshmen, 1's a junior. We got 1, Megan Beaver. I'll talk a little bit about later. She's our lone senior among those 4.
Excellent. And the other thing with softball is if you have 1 really good pitcher, a lot of times that's all you need, but we have 3 pretty good pitchers. 3,
and the good thing is they kind of all do different things. Maddie Turner leads us in wins. She has 6, and she has 60 strikeouts, and she's a lefty. Lise Bittinger has a best ERA at 2.03, and then Jessie Potts has 5 wins, and she has 52 strikeouts. So, like I said, 3 pitchers, 3 good pitchers. These are not poor pitchers at all. They're all very good, and they're doing a great job. They will play their sectional. They'll open up a week from yesterday, so May 20th. They're at Heritage Christian. I believe we ruled Heritage Christian earlier in the year. And that's who we open up with. So we play them on May 20th. And I feel like the girls have a great shot at that sectional.
Sectional preview here. Toughest competition looking at it down the road after the first game?
I believe it's Triton Central. If my memory's, Triton Central, we will play our game earlier. Strange thing, got rained out. So we have not played them yet. We'll play them this coming Saturday at our place at noon as a makeup game. So we'll see. I think that they're, like I said, I would say we're the heavy favorite. Last year, Knightstown upset us in the sectional. I think they're decent again. So, there's some teams definitely we're going to have to play well to beat, but I feel good about our chances.
Excellent. And then we can move over to the boys' side of things out on the diamond. The boys' season is, they just had their sectional draw, I believe, over the weekend.
This past weekend.
And so they're approaching wrapping up their season as well.
Yeah, they're last year with baseball, we I think we had a ton of seniors, 8 or something of that nature, a bunch. So we had to really pay. So we're young. They're struggling a little bit as far as record, or 4-18 and 1-7 in the conference. But we got a lot of youth. Like we got our hitting leaders this year. Ryan Burris is hitting .423. He is a junior. Trey Brown's hitting .304. I believe he is he a sophomore or junior? But he's certainly going to be back. Starting shortstop is Wyatt Sutton, who's a freshman. So we got some youth, some things to build on. Landon Kittner, I believe, is a sophomore. He's our starting catcher, lead us in home runs. So a lot of good youth. So right now we're just building at that level. Pitching, and we talked about at the break, pitching for baseball is key because there's rules, or IHSA rules, about how many pitches you can throw because you're throwing overhand and protecting the kid's arms. Whereas softball, you could throw the same girl every time if you so desired. Baseball, you've got to really, you got to really move, and I mean, you got to have a lot of guys, and that they can't pitch a whole bunch. So, but our pitching leader so far, senior Andy Locker is probably our leader on the mound. He has 14 strikeouts on the year. And then we have 4 different guys with wins. In our 4 wins, nobody has 2, but Locker has a win, Burris has a win, Cameron Wise and Kyle Lacey all have wins on the year. So keep developing those kids. They have their sectional coming up. They start, I believe, May 24th. They will play Cecina. That'll be at Triton Central. 5 p.m. start.
And you mentioned there were a couple kids there hitting over 300 as well. Burris has 15 RBIs. How many seniors overall do we have?
There are
group?
3 seniors. I mentioned one. Andy Locker is a senior. Keegan Bowman, I believe, starts in left field for us, and then Jacob Harris is our starting catcher. We actually had senior night last night. So we have 3 seniors, but like I said, there's a lot of youth there, a lot of young kids. So hopefully those kids can develop, and we can keep improving.
It's good to get some experience. Sometimes you struggle through the season with your record wise, but if you get young kids experience, it'll definitely help in the future.
Absolutely.
So, looking forward to hopefully a good appearance in the sectional, and then looking forward to the future there with the baseball program as well. Our tennis team, the girls' tennis team has had a much better year this year than they did last year.
They've improved greatly this year. They're 6-7 on the year, which but that's they maybe had 2 wins last year, something of that nature. So they have really improved. This past Saturday, they had their conference meet. They finished 3rd in the conference. So they're doing a great job. 2 highlight wins. Newcastle they defeated. Rushville they beat. Some of the leaders on the year. Cassandra Hanneman has 4 wins at 1 singles. Now she's played various spots. I think she also has some wins at 2 singles. But she's our leader as far as number of wins at 1 singles. Karina Jennings has 6 wins at 3 singles. She's also played some doubles. We've battled some injuries and some other things this year, so the kids have kind of moved around a little bit. But like I said, a very improved team. Just have 1 senior. Cassandra is our lone senior this year. So looking forward to a lot of good things. They have their sectional. It'll be at Mount Vernon. We did draw the bye. I believe it is the 4 county schools, so us, Mount Vernon, New Pal, Greenfield, and then Pendleton Heights, I believe, is our sectional. So anyway, good year for the girls. Hopefully hopefully make a good showing in the sectional and have a great season coming forward.
Excellent. Well, we're going to take another quick break here on Royal Pride. When we come back, we're going to head out to the golf course. We'll be right back.
A neighborhood drive-up builds their menu around locally sourced foods. A community-owned telecom delivers fiber optic bandwidth that helps them leverage high-performing technology with lower startup costs. Turns out, going local doesn't just mean fresh, it means better. Ninestar Connect. Community-owned, community-strong.
Welcome back to Royal Pride, and last segment for the year. We're going to start it off with our golf team. Looks like they had a 5th place at the MEC match.
Yep.
So right about the middle of the pack for the MEC.
Yep.
But I know we've seen Gage's name
Yep.
quite a bit this year, along with John.
Yeah,
So-
we have, as you mentioned, we finished 5th in the conference. Our Gage Dizer was our leading finisher at the conference. He shot a 91. Didn't quite qualify him for all conference. But you mentioned John McDaniel, I believe shot a 92 on the day. And those are our two leaders this year. John is averaging a 46 per 9 holes, and Gage is right about 50. Good thing with them. John's a freshman. Gage is a junior, so they'll both be back. Coach Cody Hibbert's taking them over this year. So doing a good job, and hopefully we'll make some progress on the links.
And good numbers this year for team-wise?
Yeah, we have. I think we have plenty. A lot of times we have more than probably we want. And what I mean by that, it's especially golf's a hard game to coach because it's so skill based, and we have some beginners sometimes who. But anyway, I think we have 9 or so. So plenty of numbers this year. So hopefully those kids can just continue to develop.
I remember the day you asked me if I wanted to coach golf. And I said, well, let's grip it and rip it as that term.
Well, that's probably what I would do.
All the time. That's about
I just say hit it down there and get it in that hole down there.
Foot wedge is legal, right?
That's right.
Well, that's it for the spring season now. Everybody's preparing for their sectionals and for the tournaments in their respective sports. So when we come back in the fall, hopefully we're on the opening show talking about some sectional championships maybe.
That'd be great.
And even
That'd
beyond
be great.
that. So
Yep.
Regional qualifiers, state finalists, things like that. So we're looking forward to some good things from our spring sports. But as we move on, we're going to talk a little bit of this segment. We have a young lady commit to play softball at Anderson.
Yes, Megan Beaver will be going to Anderson to play softball. So we're looking forward to her. She committed last week, as we have a picture there of her signing. So looking forward to some good things for her as we have, various kids, in college sports around doing some good things. So looking forward for Megan next year at Anderson.
And it's always fun to see students who have played at Eastern who are getting the chance to play at the next level. So regardless of what level that is, if you're playing at the next level, that's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
To be able to do as a part of your college career. We do have a couple of things coming up. Our Education Foundation has their huge fundraiser. Are you going to go get muddy this year?
No, I sell concessions during the mud run. But that's May 25th. That's coming up. And then, like I said, it's a big thing. This is the last year that they are doing the mud run. They've done it, probably 6, 7, 8 years. It seems like now this is the last year for it, but it's always been a popular thing. So if you are watching this and want to get in on that one last time, then this would be the year to do it.
My kids are signed up, and I'm going to be a professional spectator.
There we go.
I'm pretty good at watching people run through the mud, but
Yeah.
I really don't have any desire to do that myself.
No, I do not either.
So, and every spring we have physicals at the school. Our athletes have a chance to come in and get the required physical taken care of. that night as opposed to going to the regular doctors and having to schedule that there. So that's coming up at the end of May.
Yeah, and it's different this year. Normally we do it in April, and Methodist Sports Med has done it for, heck, since I've been there, so at least 20 years, and I don't know how many years before that. They discontinued that program, so we have teamed up with Hancock Regional. Is going to come up on May 29th. I believe that's a Wednesday, if my memory serves me correct. But they'll be doing that on May 29th. And come in and get their physical. That takes care of them all year. And a lot of people, there's a misperception about physicals, so the more education I can get out. In order for a physical to be valid for athletics, it has to be after April 1st of the previous year, up till then. So it's not the standard, we think of insurance purposes every year, but a year is not necessarily how it works with IHSA. So it has to be after April 1st, so this date obviously falls well in. So if you get that physical taken care of, you can come in and that's all good to go. We take your paperwork right there, so you don't have to remember to turn it in. It's $25. This year it will be in the middle school gym, because during that period of time we'll be getting ready for graduation in the high school gym, so it'll be in the middle school gym. But if you're wanting to get your physical, this is just for Eastern Hancock students. But if you want to get your physical knocked out, that'd be the night to do it. Like I said, $25, and come and get it knocked out.
And just as a quick announcement, anybody that wants to do any type of summer camps for athletics, whether it be volleyball, basketball, football, whatever it is, you can go to the website, ehathletics.org. You can look it up there. You'll see all the dates for those. You can sign up through there. It'll give you the place you go to sign up, and you're more than welcome to do that. But I do want to dedicate the rest of our time. We're losing Mr. Eastern Hancock. Dave Poff is retiring after 40 years at the school.
40 years, yes. Real quick before, I don't want to dedicate the rest of the time to Mr. Poff, that I forgot that I want to mention our spring awards will be Wednesday, June 5th. I believe 7 o'clock is our start time, but want to get that on people's calendar, which will be, I believe, speaking of Dave, will be his last official public event. We always, kids who earn their letter jackets, we have them don them on that night, so he'll put those on them that night, but that'll be his official. But as you mentioned, 40 years of service to Eastern Hancock. A number of those years were as a teacher. And then I believe the last 22, maybe 23 years have been a principal for about 10 years of those just to high school. And then for the last 10 or 12, he's been the principal of both the high school and the middle school. So, and maybe people don't realize, before he became a principal, he was quite active in the coaching realm. He was the head girls basketball coach for a number of years. He was the head football coach. He even spent, I believe, 1 year as the head football coach and principal. As that. Also did some middle school track coaching, but he is going to be missed greatly. We do want to welcome Adam Barton, a former 1990 EH grad who's been at New Pal for a long time, probably over 20 years, as our new principal. I know he'll do a great job, but Mr. Poff will certainly be missed. Been a great leader, a great person to work for, and we'll miss him.
Well, as we wrap up the show for this year, I personally want to thank Mr. Poff for his dedicated service. He's been there as long as I've been there, as he has since he's been there 40 years. So when I started down here, I had the opportunity to meet him. He's been a mentor for coaches, teachers, students. We appreciate all you've done for Eastern Hancock and look forward to still seeing you at some of the events. I know you awarded him a lifetime pass. Pass. Hopefully we'll continue to see you at some of the events here at Eastern Hancock. But we appreciate all you've done for our school and our community, and we will definitely miss your involvement and your presence at the school. So that's it for this year of the Royal Pride Show. We'll see you next year here on Royal Pride.